Yes guys, why I came to Dubai. It is now 2.5 weeks that I've been here, and I figured I'm gonna do a update video on what's going on over here every week. A long form video which just gives me a great platform to properly communicate with you, why I'm doing it, who I'm here to help, and so on and so forth. And just to give you a real insight into what's involved in picking up sticks, pursuing an ambition, you know, all of these things that come with making a major move. And it's real. I'm not going to hide away from the crappy moments. I'm going to give you guys the full spectrum. So for me, this obviously isn't a holiday. It's been about a year in the making of getting my relevant visas, setting up my company out here and all that. It's really about a process of reinvention. I'm here to build an amazing life for my family. They're still at home. They're still in the UK. They're, fingers crossed, going to be joining inside the next 6 to 9 months once I've got everything over here established. And then I'll bring my wife to be Freya and my 2 kids, my stepson Dominic and my little boy Wolf, who'll be 4 very soon, over here as well. So this whole series, like the things that you can expect me to cover, basically it's all about personal reinvention, building something bigger, and helping other men do the same. And you know, Dubai is an exciting place at the moment, and you know, a lot of people are interested in making the move. So just to give you an overview, in this video, what I'm going to cover, give you a rough outline. I'm going to cover the internal struggles that nobody sees, like the things that I've been challenged by since being here. I'm going to talk about how I've gone about locking in a daily structure and a work routine. I'm going to talk about the reality of the apartment hunt. That's been really, really challenging. I'm going to tell you guys a bit more about, you know, what it's like to meet new people and, you know, the process and the challenges behind building your community and building a tribe of people here. Obviously, I'm super new to this process. I'm only literally 2.5 weeks in. Wednesday coming up will be 3 weeks. I'm then going to talk a bit more about the gym scene and the training culture over here, which is a huge part of Dubai life. I want to touch on like what the real mission here is. So this whole idea about coaching men to rebuild their identities to one which they truly aspire to. I want to talk about family. I want to talk about sacrifice. I want to talk about purpose. I'm only going to touch on these things. This is just video 1, but like I said, it's just a great chance for me to actually reflect, go through the main takeaways, and give you guys a proper insight into what this process is all about. And, you know, perhaps it might inspire you to do something similar, or it might reaffirm that it's something that you don't want to do. Okay, so let's start with the big one, guys. There is a huge amount of internal struggle that nobody sees, okay? There's that pressure of being in the new city. There's the challenge of rebuilding a new identity, rebuilding routines, rebuilding structure, you know, juggling ambitions with anxiety. It's a really strange combination that I'm sure many entrepreneurs out there can relate to. A massive one for me has been missing my family. Obviously, especially missing my little boy. You know, it's different because obviously I miss my wife to be Freya immensely, but I have had those internal conversations, those struggles in my mind where I've really started to question at times, you know, if he's going to forget me, if he's going to think I don't care about him, if he thinks I don't love him. And that's been a really tough one to work through. What's helped with that? Speaking to other people, speaking to family, speaking to friends, people speaking sense to me that, you know, I'm overthinking these things, and given the fact that I am as present as I can be, you know, we speak every single day. I send him voice notes, I send him videos. I've asked him to set up like a little collection box of work that he's doing, like artwork he's doing and things he's building, and so that daddy can review it when he gets home. I'm going back in August for his birthday for a week, maybe 2 weeks if it ties in with his first day of school. So, you know, that's helped a lot, putting those systems in place. Also, daily mantras. As I'm getting ready for the day, I'll remind myself of what I'm doing here, why I'm doing it. Give myself a reality check on, you know, how he's going to perceive that as well in the years to come. And for me, like, the most important thing since getting here is setting like a level of emotional grounding. Okay, it's very hard to start building and pioneering until you have that foundation, and that means a physical foundation, you know, a place to live and all the rest of it. But especially an internal foundation where your mindset is peaceful. And I'm still working on that. Like, obviously, I'm still working on that. It's going to take a few weeks to really kind of feel grounded over here. Finding an apartment, that wasn't easy, guys. That was really, really tough. I probably looked at a dozen properties and came this close to landing on 2. The challenge here is there are a lot of options, but a lot of options aren't real options until you get there. There's a lot of like misrepresented properties out there, snaky estate agents who will waste your time by advertising a beautiful apartment. You get there and it looks completely crap. Or it's a completely different building altogether when you get there, completely different room. The other thing is just this kind of question in your mind as to whether you're getting good value for money, because like people will try it on and they'll try and lock you in. Some estate agents, some landlords are very upfront about these costs, others are not. And right at the precipice of, signing the contract, as it were, there's been a couple of occasions where either it's transpired that this landlord has broken some legislation and they shouldn't be leasing out the property at all, or they've failed to mention the additional costs attached to renting that property. And then the total price ends up something stupid like 20-30% higher. That was challenging, and I came super close a couple of times to settling on something that was almost right, but not quite there, and then transpired that it was absolutely off the table. So you end up wasting time. Anyway, in the end, I found a beautiful place in a location that I wasn't even looking at initially. I was looking to initially move into Jumeirah Lake Towers. I ended up living in JBR, which is Jumeirah Beach Residence, which is literally like the beach is there. I walk out the front door and the beach is there. And just over here, I can see the whole marina. So it's a really nice spot. It's a very typical place to go in your first year. Like there's a lot happening here. It's very touristy. It's where people who come on holiday to Dubai will tend to go, either here or the Palm. So, it's got good connectivity. If you're driving, it's a little bit of a challenge to get in and out of this area because it is very tourist centric. But it's really cool. Like I feel very, very at peace here, and I'm glad that I finally managed to settle on a place that I feel very comfortable in. The apartment's super nice as well. It's big enough so that I can have the family over when they come and visit a few times over the course of the next year. So it's a 2-bedroom. It's a really good footnote. It's like 1,450 square foot, so lots of space. I really wanted a clear, open space that I could work, that I could create content, that I could focus, that I could have some peace from the hustle and bustle of the city. Like Dubai life moves extremely quickly, and for me, it was absolutely crucial to be in a space that I could feel calm and collected and focused. So I spend most of my days right here, which brings me on to the next area, which is, building a structure and a daily workflow. Now, when you arrive to a new city, like everything's up in the air. Like you don't have any level of routine or rhythm. And what's really good is you get to then choose what your routine looks like, and you get to choose what you want to optimize it for. So I asked the question, what am I optimizing for here? Well, I'm looking to build my business more so here than I ever have done, okay? So the outcome that I'm most optimizing towards is building my business. And that means expanding my coaching business to a point where I can help more people better. And I can be more positively impactful to more people in a better way. What does that mean? It means expanding my social media. It means increasing my reach to potential new clients. It means providing a lot more free value to those who aren't ready to be clients. It means being in a space where I'm visible. It means collaborating with other individuals. It means creating great content that resonates with people. It means being super clear on my messaging. It means doing everything that I can to build the reach of my audience, but also to help and address and provide products and services that can help more people. And so a lot of my work is about content creation. A lot of my work is about connection. A lot of my work is about getting on calls, speaking with people. It's about meeting people. It's about providing solutions. And that's what I'm optimizing for, is helping more people achieve phenomenal physiques and build self-agency, discipline, and confidence with it. Physique transformation is the vehicle. I'm also out here developing and introducing a completely new product to the market, which is my Titan Ultra mentorship, which is really bespoke, super white gloved, concierge level of mentorship, in which I help really high output guys develop their lifestyle systems to build an awesome physique. But the other strand of that new mentorship, and I've already brought on a new client in this domain, is successful people who want to build a great physique but have other goals they want to attach to that, and they utilize my service, my product, my systems to be accountable to achieving a whole broad array of other goals that they want to achieve. Basically, they want to achieve big things inside a year. They come to me, they tell me what they want to achieve, and we create strategy which gears them towards achieving those things and make a total transformation in the next 12 months. I just brought on a new guy who wants to get on a bodybuilding stage this year. He wants to publish his first book this year. He wants to launch his fitness retreat business this year. And he wants to excel in his new directorial role in his current workplace in a private school setting. So it's really hands-on, a very high touch point, and that is a completely new service that I'm bringing to the fitness market, tying the processes of and the systems attached to developing an incredibly capable, fit, healthy, aesthetic body, and attaching those systems to other goals, and looking to create total personal elevation across all domains that are important to the individual. I don't like the word life coaching, but it's getting close to that sort of thing for high achievers who want to achieve more and more. So my daily routine has been set now. It's real simple. I created that system. I get up at 6:30 in the morning. I'm up out the door by 6:45. I'm taking a walk on the beach at 7 o'clock. I'm in the water by 7:15. I'm filming B-roll content whilst I'm walking back to the apartment. I get to my apartment. I'm eating my breakfast or my first snack. I'm optimizing for energy. I'm then getting onto the outbound work. I'm communicating with people on Instagram, on emails, and so on and so forth. I'm creating content. I'm getting myself to the gym. I'm shooting more B-roll footage. I'm getting content in the gym. I'm speaking with people. I'm collaborating with people. I'm getting back home to the office. I'm doing more content creation, more outreach, more conversations, more phone calls, more content creation again. And this is kind of my daily workflow. It's all set by the hour. And now I'm just focused entirely on processes. Tied within that as well, I have 2 touch points where I focus entirely and purely on service delivery. This is where I'm checking with my clients. This is where I am alleviating any challenges or giving strategy solutions for their encounters throughout the week. This is where I'm delivering my product. I'm building programs. I'm providing nutritional advice. I'm coaching my guys that I bring into the program. That's my daily workflow. I focus on the processes. That for me then takes a lot of the stress and anxiety out of the outcomes. I built a successful online coaching business. I'm here to bring it to a whole new level. I want to be in a place that's going to challenge me, test me, expose my weaknesses, and force me to grow. And I'm telling you guys, this whole environment feels like growth. I've been under a huge amount of stress, huge amount of anxiety, moments of self-doubt, moments of pressure. You know, these are all synonymous with growing pains. But my routine is pretty locked in. I usually finish by like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm usually getting on a call with home at about 10:30, 11. Usually lasts longer than is probably ideal for a sleep pattern. I'm usually on the phone until like 12:30, 1, speaking with Freya, speaking with Wolf right before bedtime. And yeah, it's very full on, but this move is bringing out a version of me that is only going to force growth. And that's really why I came, was to push boundaries and to put myself in an environment where I would either grow or like swim or sink, essentially. I want to touch on what it's like meeting people over here and, you know, how you build a tribe. The face-to-face encounters that you have here in Dubai have blown my mind. Like, absolutely incredible. The conversations with the people that you end up having, almost completely, seemingly out of nowhere, are just insane. The point is, you end up with accessibility here to incredible individuals who are out here achieving things in big, meaningful ways. You could be having a conversation with the guy at the gym, and he's then asking you willingly, like, dude, after the gym some point, you know, let me know when you're free, we'll go for a coffee, I'd love to see what you're doing, maybe if I can help, give you some advice, or in any way help, just give me a shout. You're speaking to entrepreneurs, to founders, to developers, to, you know, across all industries. Finance, tech, fitness, web development, AI, like it's incredible the conversations that you have with new people every day. Even just walking down the beach, I came across a chap, his name is Will, really nice guy from the UK. We got to chatting 5 minutes, and the next thing we know, we booked a coffee in for the next day, and we're just chatting about what we're trying to achieve here. And you meet so many people here that are on similar paths. You know, they've come out here to build something. They've either just moved or they've been here a long time, and those guys that have been here a long time, it's almost like they understand the challenge that you're facing and they respect you for taking it on. They know what you're up against. They understand that it's stressful. There's a lot of pressure attached, but they see you as someone who is making a conscious effort to evolve, to make a massive change and to take control of their lives. Because everybody's here for a reason. And I love that. That's a real positive. In terms of the gym community, I've trained in a number of different gyms. One of the gyms I train at is heavily bodybuilding and kind of fitness influencer focused. That's the main gym I train at. I'm not a bodybuilder, you know, I'm a guy who, I'm a family man, I'm a businessman, and I aim to look like I could maybe be a bodybuilder, all right? Objectively, I'm incredibly muscular, but I'm not bodybuilder level of muscular. I like to have a strong, fit, aesthetic physique, but this gym that I'm going to, it's full of bodybuilders. And the energy there is, like there's a lot of established tribes there. And this is my experience, and being completely honest with you guys, like I definitely feel like the new guy there. Whereas in the UK, I can walk into most gyms and like I'm established, I'm having conversations, I'm meeting people, I've got a presence, and you know, I have had a few meaningful conversations with people there, but it feels like a lot of people there are already established in their cliques. There are a lot of exceptional business people that train there, exceptional fitness coaches, influencers, athletes. And these are all people that I can learn from, and these are all people that I want to connect with, and I will connect with. There is a process with these things. There's a maturation that needs to occur before you can dive in deep with these groups and you know, be very kind of personable with them. You can learn something from everybody. Like for instance, yesterday I trained in Oxygen Gym, the world's biggest, most outstanding gym. It's just phenomenal. It'll blow your mind. It's just crazy. The energy there was really welcoming, really warm, really calm. It's in Sharjah, so a little bit outside of Dubai, a little bit of a drive. A lot of local Emirati people there, which just have a much kind of, I don't know, I feel like there's a real warmth about them, a real kindness about Emirati people. And I had probably half a dozen conversations with members there, and everybody's willing to help. Everybody's comfortable asking me for help, advice. It was just a really nice place to train. It was calm. It was almost serene. The gym is so big and there's no music. It was serene, and it was just this beautiful facility where people's energy matched the energy of the environment. And I think that's the issue with the gym I train at more regularly. Like it's a really loud, hyper energetic zone. And so everybody's a bit kind of, I feel like everybody's a little bit on edge the whole time. So the gym scene is mega over here. You'll get the extremes. You'll get extreme luxury gyms, you'll get extreme bodybuilding gyms, massive gyms, you'll get the most kitted out gyms. It's just, and then you'll get the members. They're just generally people who are taking things to the nth extent. Like the gym I train at, it's full of phenomenal athletes, like mind-bogglingly inspiring physiques, guys that have gone all in on their ambitions to be high-level competitors. And I have so much respect for anybody who pushes things to the nth extent. And in the context of bodybuilding, that's immediately visually obvious. Like you can see the guy that's put everything into it. And I respect that. I don't care if it's gardening or bodybuilding or stamp collecting or whatever you're into. If you take it to that nth extent and you're totally dedicated, I mean, who's not gonna have respect for that? Obviously, my mission out here is to bring a unique service to Dubai and to help as many men as I can really step into their power, you know, through physique transformation and attaching that to and providing the coaching to build self-confidence, self-agency and discipline. These are the things that I truly believe in. Teaching people that they can achieve the thing that they want to if they apply the effort in a consistent manner. That's what I came here to do. Doing so, you know, building my business to a level that I can bring the family over and we can enjoy living a brilliant quality of life where the kids go to amazing schools, where we feel safe, where we feel like, you know, the energy that we put out there comes back to us, in contrast to the UK, which has been, you know, just, I've built this wonderful coaching business, and it just, I'm gonna be completely honest, every year when the 31st of Jan comes around and you pay an inordinate amount of money to the government, and you look around and you just can't see where it's going, and it starts to impact your willingness to push. I want to build an amazing life for my family. It's phenomenally challenging being away from them. Like, you know it's going to be hard intellectually before you do it, but the reality when you're here, it's not just the pain you feel in missing them, but it's the questioning as to whether you've done the right thing. And you kind of forget that long term, you've made the right decision. And what comes into your mind is this idea that, oh no, I've let them down. I should be at home with them. I'm a bad dad. I'm a bad husband to be. And although that makes me feel sad when I miss them and guilty, it also serves as a reminder that whilst I'm here, I need to be giving my absolute all. And it actually constitutes a part of the fuel source for self-betterment. Like, I cannot sit on my hands over here. I have to wake up. The second I wake up, I am on it. I am building, I am serving, I am doing everything I can for, the moment it's literally about 19 hours a day I'm awake. I need to be hustling and working and doing what I can to progress things. And that's a powerful fuel to be serving that purpose for your family. I know intellectually as well, and I'm starting to really understand it now, that like this is a short-term thing, and really like I did this with consciousness of doing this for the long term. There are no guarantees, but you have to be in it to win it, and that's what I'm doing. I'm here to put everything on the line and to give my best, and we do everything we can to limit risk. We keep high levels of communication. It's tough, but I know deep down that it's going to be worth it. Another key thing is, and it's a word which means a lot of things, but legacy is really important to me. I'm not talking about like what I leave my son and generational wealth and all that kind of stuff. Like, yes, it is a mission here to generate wealth which will serve my family to come, but more so legacy in actions and substantiating your words with action. Now, I have a belief set, and I will teach my son this as he gets older, that if you want something in life, you go after it. There is no entitlement. If you want something, you must work for it, and you must be willing to suffer for it. If it's something that's meaningful to you and will serve you and will fulfill you, then you have to be willing to get uncomfortable and make big boy moves to make it happen. And the legacy really here is that I want to teach my son that you must live through action, that only action matters, nothing else. Words mean nothing, intention means nothing, action means everything. And I know that, in years to come, and friends have told me this, they've reassured me, they've said to me, Julian, you need not worry about your son, thinking that you've abandoned him, because he knows, you speak to him every day, that's just not a thing. You're exaggerating that, you're inflating that in your mind. But they said what he will know, and when he's older, maybe in his teens or maybe in his early adulthood, he'll be able to look back and be like, my dad put it on the line for us, and he stood by his words and he acted on them, and he gave everything, and he sacrificed. And he'll be able to say the same with his mother, because this is not a one-way thing. The sacrifices that I make are being mirrored by Freya, my missus. She's at home right now by herself, looking after 2 kids, one of which is not sleeping at the moment. Wolf is he's sleeping like 4 hours a night. He's awake most of those 4 hours, and he's making her life incredibly challenging. She is a zombie at the moment. This has been going on for about 2 months now. And, it's not easy when there's no one there to take some of the stress. She's doing this all by herself, okay? That is incredibly hard. She's also been so supportive to enable me to follow this dream. How many women out there would be happy with their man going away to a foreign country, far, far away, and our relationship is so strong that she's been able to say, do you know what, in spite of that, that anxiety, I support you in this, and I know you're going to give us your best, and I know you're going to do everything you can to build something special for us. And so it's a team effort. On both ends, the sacrifice I'm making, she's making. And that's really important to acknowledge, because, a big part of my philosophy is the right partner will elevate you. I'm talking to the men out there, all right? Find the right woman or man, whichever way you're inclined. Find the right partner, and yeah, you can achieve anything. Find the wrong one and you'll achieve nothing. And I'm incredibly lucky to have Freya, because she is the eternal giver. She is the most selfless person and has so much belief in me. That's a superpower, and I'm very, very lucky. Very, very lucky to have that. So what surprised me, first of all? What has surprised me? I don't think anything surprised me. I did a lot of preparation coming into this. I spent, 7 weeks this year here already in fairly long stints, just to try and get an understanding of what life would be like here. I didn't do this on a whim, right? I've got a family. I can't just be like, hey guys, what do you think about Dubai? I'm going to go next week. I'm going to live there. No, this has been like a year of proper consideration in the making. And even prior to that, I've been a few times before. So nothing surprised me yet. What has stretched me? Missing my family and a bit of the isolation that I felt, when I've spent long days in the apartment working. Not loneliness, but when you're in your own mind for prolonged periods of time, you can start developing seeds. You can start growing seeds of self-doubt, and you can start to forget your identity and who you are and what you stand for. So you need to get out there. My advice for anybody who's spending prolonged periods of time working by themselves, you need to get out there. You need to make time for social. Like yesterday, I spent the day with 3 friends over here, 1 old friend and 2 new friends. We went to Oxygen, we chilled, we had some time in the pool and the hot tub, and it was just so re-energizing. And I was like, yeah, Julian's back. I feel good again. So socialization, I think that's maybe what surprised me, the importance of socialization. I've really come here to level up my work output, but I need to think of it almost like a battery that needs recharging with some proper social time. I don't know if once a week's enough. I don't think it's enough. I think really it needs to happen in a small dosage once a day. That might be ambitious. Definitely 2 medium doses per week. It's like a midweek social event to break the week up, and like a weekend social event. Maybe like a Wednesday, Saturday or Wednesday, Sunday configuration, I think would do well. What would I say to any man watching this who feels like they need a restart? If you're feeling that calling, then it needs to happen. It isn't just anybody who feels that. A lot of people go through life not having that voice in their head going, you need to do something more. There's more to life. I think the vast majority, 95% of the population, feel very comfortable and settled being comfortable and settled. I think 5% of the population will have that voice every now and again arrive in their head. And depending on the frequency and the intensity of that voice, you must take action. You must do something. My advice is figure out what you want, build a plan, make the first move. Doesn't need to be the whole move, just make the first move, take the first step. For me, that meant, okay, if I'm really serious about this, create the plan, put it forward, stress test it on someone close to you, get their opinion. Once you've got that opinion, if it's okay, you're starting to accumulate favorable momentum towards that decision from your closest friends, from your partner, from your family, then what's the first proper actionable step you can take? In this case, it was contacting a visa agent and being like, cool, how do I set up my company out here? How do I get my working visa, and so on and so forth? Making that call with Gareth, who's been phenomenal throughout this process, which, by the way, for anyone looking to make this move, I would recommend 1,000 times, 10,000 times over. If you want his details, this is a guy who sets up your working visa, gets all your paperwork sorted for you, gets you out here in Dubai pronto, legally, with your Emirates ID, with your visa, and so on and so forth. Then just message me, send me a message, or comment below, and I can give you his details. Phenomenal company. The guy's brilliant, really personable. But that was the first step. It's better to shoot and then aim than it is to spend a lifetime aiming and never shooting. Shoot and then aim. That means take action and clean it up after you've taken that action. It's not going to be perfect. Don't procrastinate. Don't go for perfection. Just take the first step. Final comments. Follow the journey, all right? I'm going to post one of these. This is way longer than I wanted it to be, but there's a lot to talk about in this first one, because I think this is going to be really insightful. Hopefully, I really hope it will be insightful for anybody who is either looking to make a big move, looking to reinvent themselves, looking to build a business, all of these different areas, looking to understand what it's like to live away from family, looking to understand what it's like to build a life in a new country. All of these different things, like, follow the journey, and I will be as open and honest as I have been in this video throughout this. Like, this is YouTube, this is not Instagram where everything's pretty. This is the raw, unedited, the good, the bad, and ugly, to really give you guys a valuable insight and not just some curated. I'm inviting you guys now to subscribe, to like the video, to comment. Like, let's get some momentum behind this. Follow the mission. If any of this hit home, any of it at all, and you're looking to start your own mission and build something real, the link is in the description to reach out to me, to book a call. You can book a call with me, whether it's to talk about your fitness goals, or maybe you actually want some coaching on making this first move, and you want to talk about what that looks like and get some accountability towards that, then just give me a shout, okay? The link's in the bio to book a call. But subscribe, like, whatever, comment. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. Hopefully this has been insightful, and I think this will be a lot of fun over the course of the next year, documenting this process. The future videos will be a lot more concise. This is just the first run. Anyway, thanks guys. Go steady, and yeah, let's make it happen.